right, Counterpunch Boxing. Good evening, fellow boxing fans from around the world. I looked at my charts where you guys are, man. You're everywhere. Like literally at every corner of the earth. So welcome to the channel. But look, all right. I've got some pretty good updates for you guys here. I was sitting there thinking today, if I wanted to watch a YouTube video right now, what would it be? And the first thing that popped in my head, well, Gennady Golovkin Canelo update. So what I've done is, I've got some articles translated, talked to some people, and I've come up with, I think, some good stuff for you guys. Now, Kell Brook, man, this is like heart crushing what this dude went through, and I'll get to it in a minute. But basically, he's talking about his loss to Spence and Gennady Golovkin, and what kind of toll it took on his mind and body, and we'll get into that in a minute. But first we're gonna get through the easy stuff. First, like I said, I'm gonna, I've got a few really interesting things to share with you guys, and one of them I think is a bombshell. And it's what I've been telling you guys, literally from day one. Okay. But let's get to it right here. Canelo, I mean, this is no big deal, but he's got that mask on. He's working on that stamina, and it seems like, again, I mentioned this before, they're making his whole camp about stamina right now. It's all about the stamina, but I just don't know if I'm buying it. It almost seems like a gimmick, like a propaganda, right? It just seems like a PR stunt is what it's kind of looking like to me. But Golovkin right now, the favorite in Las Vegas. I mean, for all the gamblers out there, anyone betting on Gennady Golovkin, he is the current favorite. Very telling, very telling. Okay, now, check this out. Tecate, okay, now a Gennady Golovkin sponsor. I'm looking at a big life-size cutout of Canelo right now, and at the bottom it says Tecate, be bold. Remember the commercial with Canelo, Sylvester Stallone, be bold, my friend, and he hands him like a steak and he puts it on his black eye, that kind of thing. So, I mean, here's the thing. I don't want to get off subject, but let me just say this real quick. Here's the thing. Okay, you have the WBC. Okay, typically, they're known, for really getting behind and supporting the Mexican boxers, which, hey, nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying that's the only people, but, they're known for that, Sullivan and whatnot. Now, Gennady Golovkin, the WBC watch, okay, he's got the belt. Remember, they made the belt, a special belt for the winner of Canelo Golovkin to, commemorate the fight and, show their respect. And Canelo said he wouldn't accept it if he won. Now, Gennady Golovkin, I believe, took that original belt. Now they're making another belt, so it all goes to Gennady Golovkin. And now Tecate, I'm sitting here thinking like, wow, you talk about be bold. That's pretty bold for Tecate, which is Canelo's brand. Okay, those are his people. That's his backyard. That's his that's his fam. His business family. So now they're sponsoring Gennady Golovkin. So I thought that was pretty hilarious. So now, furthermore, Canelo had promised to become the first man to not only beat Gennady Golovkin, but to knock him out. Now, with the rematch coming up, Canelo has once again set down a promise to close the show inside the distance. Okay. Now, I'll tell you why that statement's important here in just a little bit. Now, first, let's get to Kell Brook. Okay, let's dim the lights, tone it down. It's kind of depressing. Light a fire. Grab a blanket and relax. Listen, okay? I was really that low. I didn't want to go on. People don't know that. I hit rock bottom around Christmas. Brook returns to the ring to face Sergey Rabchenko, okay, light middleweight. Next month, told the Guardian, shout out to the Guardian. I remember sitting on my own thinking, no one loves me. What have I done to myself? What have I done to the people that do love me? I was at home and my wife and kids were out. I thought, I've let the people down who really love me. Okay. Wow. I mean, that's crushing. That's so crushing. Okay. And he says right here, it was very bad. I was thinking of retiring. Things weren't great at home either. I was a lost soul, the lowest I'd ever been. I was going out drinking a lot. When I was drinking, I was thinking I was having a good time, but it all came back twice as bad. The depression, it was just a vicious cycle. Drinking, not caring about myself, and it gave me a bad low, okay? Now, and basically what he's saying is, on those who accused him of quitting against Spence, he said, it cuts so deep. I've boxed my whole life and there's no quit in me, but I could not see. Now he goes on to describe it. I was seriously injured. And when you have children, when a surgeon said one more big shot from Gennady Golovkin and you'd be blind. Okay, if Golovkin would have landed one more punch, you would be blind. Okay, you still don't want to stop. But Spence knew I was a wounded animal. Now, I told you guys, Spence got, basically damaged goods. Okay, and I think that's a part of why he looked so good in that fight. Okay, Brooke, who said that his defeat to Spence felt like the first loss because stepping up to Golovkin didn't feel much like a loss because he knew he was going to lose, basically. Now, right here, he describes the injury, okay? The noise your eye makes, it's like a crab claw popping, okay? You know, like that crack, okay? If you pinch a crab claw with your fingers, is what he means. You can really hear it. I went like this with my glove, pawing his face to try to put the eye back in place, because it dropped and puffed out. And when I would breathe, I can feel the air coming in and out of my eye. Wow. You know, so, yeah, I mean, like I said, I feel bad for the dude. You know, hopefully he can find peace, you know, and mainly stay healthy, because that's what's most important at the end of the day. Hopefully he can just, get his health back, get in the ring, and definitely, he probably needs to be at 154 with the lighter punchers, excuse me, having those injuries, okay? Now, let's lighten the mood a little bit, okay? I'm sorry, but I had to share it with you guys. It's very depressing. My prayers go out to Kell Brook. He's a good dude. But Golovkin, okay. Now, this is Billy Joe Saunders, okay? Gennady Golovkin has to beat Canelo, judges, ref, and Oscar De La Hoya in the rematch. Canelo, because first of all, he's got to beat the Canelo, then he's got to beat the judges and the ref, Oscar De La Hoya. It's a hard job. It's going to be a very hard job. I would love to see Golovkin do it, but I've just got a feeling that they're going to shaft him out of a decision again. They're going to shaft him out of a decision again, okay? Right now, right here, then they're going, this is Billy Joe Saunders going on to say, talking to, or Frank Warren rather, every contract I put in front of Billy Joe Saunders, okay, from Eubank to Golovkin, he signs them. We send them back, they never come back to us, they all have second thoughts. After Lemieux, they'll be having third thoughts now, and look, he looked really good against David Lemieux. So, I don't really care too much about that, but just so you guys know, he's set to defend his belt against Martin Murray, the WBO, in April. Saunders' first bout since returning from a superb display against David Lemieux. Okay, so enough about this dude. Now, this is Canelo. Okay, quote from Canelo. The second fight is for the benefit and pleasure of the fans who deserve to see the best fight the best. This time, Golovkin won't have any excuses regarding the judges because I'm coming to knock him out. Damn, okay, this is Canelo. No, he said, and excuses, I mean, to me, there's a difference between an explanation and an excuse. No one is the only one making excuses is Canelo as to why he ran and why he didn't do what he said he was going to do. He said he was going to knock him out in the original fight. He said, I'm going to plant my foot in the middle of the ring and, it's not moving. It's going to be two walls colliding. Somebody's getting knocked out, blah, blah, blah. And he didn't back up not one single thing that Canelo promised to his fans. He did not deliver on one single thing. Not one, okay? Keep that in mind. Okay, he added, by the way, I'm sorry, this is Oscar De La Hoya. I know it's a rapid fire, moving quick. Okay, he added, okay, it's got to go to a third fight. Remember, I told you guys I interviewed Oscar De La Hoya in Houston during the Canelo Chavez fight, and he told me directly there will be 3 fights, okay? There's no doubt about it. The first one was a draw. Whomever wins, the next one, the loser is going to want revenge. A third fight is unlikely to happen directly after the rematch, with Alvarez hinting he only agreed to a second fight because the fans wanted it. The only defeat on the Mexican's record is to Floyd Mayweather, and Alvarez has wanted Gennady Golovkin there. There will be no blurred lines the second time around, okay? Now, however, that has not stopped Alvarez promoter from insisting, okay, just saying just emphatically that there will be a third and deciding showdown in the future. Okay, Gennady Golovkin, I'll read it. Gennady Golovkin promoter boss Oscar de la Hoya was a key player in getting the second fight done, although I thought it was Eric Gomez, but anyway, but just as it was with the first bout, there is no automatic rematch clause. However, that has not stopped Alvarez promoter from insisting that there will be a third and deciding showdown in the future. Bam, right there, people. Now, Abel Sanchez. What does Mr. Sanchez have to say about the whole situation? Okay, it behoves me. I mean, how do you pronounce that word? Behoves, or whatever, Canelo. Okay, with as much talking as he's doing this far away from the fight about his legacy and how he's going to be remembered, to at least make it a fight. Okay, if he makes it a fight, who knows what can happen? Basically, stop running. Okay, that's what Abel's been saying. Stop the damn running. When Canelo sat down, he was effective in the first fight. He just didn't do it because he knew he'd get knocked out. Okay, look, he understood if he was going to get in the pocket, go toe to toe, and exchange with Gennady Golovkin, he was getting knocked out. Okay, that's why they're working on his stamina. Why? So he can, we'll put air quotation, so he can box Gennady Golovkin, run, not AKA, but whatever. Box meaning run. Away in the rematch. That's why they're working on the stamina. Okay, he didn't go to the ropes because he was gassed out. He went to the ropes to hide. Okay, and really, I think the whole stamina thing is more of an excuse. And yes, he does have stamina issues, but I'm starting to really think this is all a gimmick. I really think that, they need to come up with some kind of, explanation as to why he ran. Okay. Now, he goes on to say if he does it more, maybe we get the kind of fight that we were expecting, and maybe Canelo hits hard enough to hurt Golovkin, but you're never going to find out by backpedaling and running. Okay. Canelo needs to do what he's saying, and then anything can happen. They are both big punchers, and one shot can turn the fight around. Okay, and right here, Abel Sanchez continues. Golovkin turned runner Canelo into Mayweather, right? So, and right here, Canelo surprised the fight fans after talking all that smack. He was a runner. Canelo turned into Floyd. McGregor turned Floyd into a Mexican, and Golovkin turned Canelo into Floyd, Sanchez told On the Ropes Boxing Radio. So it's true. I mean, it's the damn truth. Billy Joe Saunders, like I said, we'll end it here. He's got a fight coming up, and I do believe Gennady Golovkin will beat Canelo in the rematch, is what I feel now. I'm not quite sure how, maybe decision. I don't think he's going to stop him. But, and then I believe Gennady Golovkin will capture the WBO, become the undisputed middleweight champion, and then a trilogy with Canelo in 2019, right off into the sunset as one of the best middleweights to ever do it. That's what I think is going to happen. So anyway, guys, what do you think? Leave your comment below.